Hey everyone, welcome back. This is session 4 of the Welcome series. Here I am with Gene. He's asking me questions about just getting started and building a business and doing e-commerce. So if you haven't watched the last 3 sessions, make sure to go back because it's led up to where we are now. So go back to session 1 and watch them through 1, 2, 3, and come back to this video. But hey, if you already watched them through, welcome back and let's get started, man. I know you have a few more questions for me, and
Yes.
we
Yeah.
uh, we talked in length about knowledge and experience. So I know you had a few more for me.
Yeah. So, we talked about mentors and knowledge. So, this section I want to talk about recommendations. So, I'm sure everybody's seen it. I know I get tons of them. I'm not even doing e-commerce. I see like Ty Lopez. I see Billie Jean. And so, what do you think of these online gurus out there? What are your thoughts?
Man, these are a couple of the big ones. Billie Jean doesn't actually teach e-commerce, but I will tell you there's a lot of good gold to get from him in terms of marketing, in
Okay.
terms of like knowing copy, watching how he does video ads, how he grabs people's attention in video ads. He's very good. He's actually someone um he's one of those bigger gurus on YouTube. But hey, I think it's someone that like I would shake hands with and be like, okay, like ask him a few questions. Ty Lopez, man, I can give a rat's ass to ever meet him. To be honest with you, I know he's pushing some e-commerce stuff now,
Uh,
which is pretty funny.
uh,
Um, but man, these are just like the two big guys. And it's not just these two. There's other
uh,
big guys too, right? And there's a lot, hundreds of other small guys who are teaching Amazon FBA, who are teaching drop shipping, so on and so forth.
okay.
Um,
So let's get
man,
into it.
yeah, sure.
What do you recommend? What's your recommendation?
I would recommend joining Build Grow Scale, and it's a company that was made by Tanner Larson and Matt Stafford. And what's great about them, man, is they've been doing e-commerce for years now, and they understand the things that really tick, right? So they have like their own agency, I guess you can say. It's more so partnerships they have with these brands who are doing 7 figures, 8 figures a year and more, right? So they are testing a lot of different things from the front end all the way to the back end. More so the store. It's how to build your storefront that's maximizing the revenue optimization, right? So you're maximizing how much money you can get from each visitor that's coming to your store. And that's truly the thing that matters the most. People think, oh, I just need more traffic. I need more people coming to my store. So I need to spend more money on Facebook ads. And that's just simply not true. Um, I mean, like right now, my store is converting at over a 6% conversion rate, while the industry standard in e-commerce is just a merely 2%. And I would go as far as even saying that that's even on the the pretty side. I would say it's probably more so going toward like a percentage and a half
Oh, wow.
is the average conversion rate. So looking at those things, if you have the same amount of conversion rate, same amount of traffic, let's say you get 10,000 visits a month to your store, and you have a 2% conversion rate. Well, if you have a 4% conversion rate, your revenue is doubled with the same amount of traffic. The same amount of 10,000 visitors can be coming in, and now you're getting double the amount of money, right? So when you know how to do things proficiently, you know what to focus on, you know what gears to turn to really start building your business. Build Grow Scale has it. Right now, they have a program called Ecom Insider. It's freaking awesome, man. I've been in it for 2 years. I actually joined that program right after my brother and I partnered up with the lady who had the really cool product, right?
Okay.
And we said, look, we know how to drive traffic, but we did not know how to optimize a site how to have the back end modality, which is like all the connecting pieces to drive up sales on the back end for cross sales and upsells and all these different things. We didn't know how to do any of that. So we've always been front end focused, let alone Amazon. I'm looking at if I'm looking just at what my experience was with driving traffic to Shopify store, I only was doing like drop shipping. David was only doing drop shipping. It was all like front end focused, right? Maybe a couple, cross sells and upsells like on the store. But as far as doing really proficient uh, back end uh, techniques and ways to lure your customers back in to come buy from you again, dude, we never had any experience with that. So based off of like what we currently knew what to do, and that comes from the front end marketing, the video ads, that comes from uh, all the way down to buyer psychology, knowing the ad copy, knowing how to set everything up to get people clicking into the store. When you mix that with having Build Grow Scale, like their Shopify theme, the theme that they have is the best theme I've ever seen as far as site speed, what you can do with it. There's no other theme out there that's better for conversions than their theme and their apps that come along with it, right? So when you mix those two things together, man, it's like this is what I like to tell people. You have a front end of your business, you have like the middle ground, and you have the back end. The front end is getting the people coming in, they're making purchases. Hey, if you're making a profit on the front end, that's just a cherry on top. That's awesome, man, because you know that you're only going to make more money on the back end. So you have the front end. You're pushing traffic. You're getting sales. If you're breaking even, cool. Even if you're losing a little bit of money on the front end, that's cool too. Because if you know what your long-term value is, if you know that your customers are going to come back and buy from you on the back end, you're going to be all set. Then you have the middle ground. Again, front end, middle ground, back end. Middle ground, man, follow to the T what BGS says. BGS, Build, Grow, Scale. Do
Okay.
exactly what they say to do to the T. Like, don't even ask them any questions unless you had questions that were some smart questions that they don't put in their training, right? But hey, you do exactly what they say to do, and your store is going to be set up for success. And on the back end, they also have all the back end modality, the different tools, things that you need to make sure you're working on for your email campaigns, um, your flows that you have, how you're connecting with your customers, the experience that they're having with you, how you're doing your cross sells, your upsells. Whenever you're following what they say to do on that front as well, you're set up for success as well, right? So as long as you're doing those three things proficiently, man, like you're gonna be set up for success a lot better than you would be uh, just learning from someone on YouTube who's telling you to run Facebook ads and how to set up Facebook ads, but they have no idea how to set up a well converting store, um, and they also don't have any idea how to do a well converting backend.
Right on. So I want to say, you know, I met you at a leadership program. I don't know anything about BGS, so I'm not a user. I'm not trying to promote them, but I do know a couple of guys in our group that are using BGS. So I'll definitely get feedback from them as well. So my question to you is so BGS, do they take you through every one of those steps, the front end, the middle, and the back?
I'm glad you
Yeah.
asked, man. So like right now, I mentioned shortly, they
Hmm.
have a program called Ecom Insider. There's like a
Hmm.
Facebook group. There's hundreds of people in the group,
Hmm.
and it's like a mini family, like mastermind, right? I love it.
Okay.
And anytime anyone has any questions, they can ask in there. They also have sessions where each week they're having like a ask me anything, an AMA, where they have people like me and David were on there, and people can ask us any questions that they had with scaling up their company. They had someone on there for SEO, right? He really knows SEO really well. So it's like anyone can go in there and ask him questions live in this video on a Zoom format, just like this.
Hmm.
And they have these different people on there. Print on demand. They had a few different print on demand people going on there and making suggestions. We have someone else going in there. It's more so like the back end, the email stuff, like what should you set up correctly, right? And they're all recorded, so you can also watch them, recorded. And the cool thing about that, man, is that those videos answer a lot of questions that you may have already had if you weren't able to make the live. If you're able to make it live, it's your time to be able to go in there and ask as many questions as you want to that specific person that just has a wealth of knowledge and golden nuggets to share with you, right? So that all comes with the Ecom Insider as well. Now, in regards to answering your question, there is some beginner stuff in Ecom Insider to help get you started the right way.
Okay.
Uh, and you can also ask questions or for help in the Facebook group too. So it's not just in those Ask Me Anything things. There's also Facebook Friday. So it's like every Friday they have, Facebook chat, with Facebook ads. They have Tech Tuesday. So if you have any questions about customizing your website, you can go in there and ask questions then. So
Hmm.
they have these different days where they're also doing other trainings
Hmm.
and they're doing site critiques even too. So you can go into a live site critique and see
Hmm.
what they're saying about other people's sites. Um, so really, yes, they have everything step by step, but
Hmm.
it's all like if you're wanting to learn one specific thing, you go to that section and you go and learn it, right? And you
Okay.
you learn and you implement. What's even better about what they have now, other than just Ecom Insider, is they're actually making a starter course. So someone
Oh.
like you who's brand new,
Uh-huh.
looking to get started, they can go and join that starter course, and that's going to be ran by Jeremy and Matt and Tanner. And yeah, man, they're just going to be guiding you into the right direction of getting started, what not to focus on, what to focus on.
Hmm.
And what I love about this, man, is that all of these guys, they come from years of experience in e-commerce. If you're looking at Tanner and Matt, they've done over, I forget what it was, over they've done over $400 million in sales between the
Wow.
stores that they've worked on,
Wow.
right? And then they've had even their own stores too, that where they've made, a lot of money, respectable money. But the 400 million is a pretty juicy number, man. When you think
It's,
about,
yeah,
I mean, these brands that they're
uh,
working with, I mean, these are big brands, and they literally come in and start making them double their money, their revenue,
wow.
and really start scaling up their company from something good to something really great. So if I was to want to listen to anybody, it would be these guys. Another guy I would listen to is Ezra Firestone. I never joined his mastermind, been to any of his events, but Ezra Firestone, he's a wealth of knowledge. He's a very smart, humble dude, um, and he's a dude that I would enjoy having dinner with and asking questions. Right. Uh, besides Matt from BGS, Tanner and Matt from BGS, and Ezra, and what he does. There's no one else I really follow in the e-commerce space. There's other people in like the traffic space, like overall like digital marketing and stuff like that. You have like Ed O'Keefe. He has a supplement company, and he's well connected and a very smart dude. I listen to him, but he's not really doing any like programs currently. He doesn't have a course or anything. Um, I have been to a couple of his events that's very ecom focused, right? So that's another guy I would definitely recommend going and checking out, Ed O'Keefe.
Yes, sir.
Um, yeah, so that's something I would definitely look into. But yeah, man, that starter course for BGS should be dropping here very soon.
Excellent, excellent. I'm excited to hear that because one of the things I'm getting, and I'm an analyzer, so I like to take a lot of notes.
Sure.
Is on that front piece you're talking about, the front end, sounds like we want to be able to have a really good market research under our belt.
Yeah.
And is that something that hopefully will be covered in the starter course?
Yeah, that's
Mm,
definitely something that they're going to be diving into for sure.
sweet, sweet. Well, just to wrap it up, any books, any recommendation, any final parting words you wanna give out there?
Yeah, I do have some books, man. I mean, one is E-commerce Evolved.
Okay,
That's by Tanner Larson. He's the CEO of Build Grow Scale.
okay.
He's actually making that book came out in 2016. He's actually currently making an updated version of that one.
Oh, okay. Any
All right.
idea when that's gonna come out?
I believe he should be pushing it out this year.
This year. Okay.
I'm just
Right on.
not sure exactly when.
Okay.
Ed O'Keefe, he has a book called Time Collapsing. I recommend checking that one out. And another book I really like for business. This is actually like my business Bible. I say it's the number one business book that's out there, and it's
Okay.
called The Road Less Stupid.
Huh.
I would check out that book. Um, I would get the Audible version and the hard copy of that one.
Okay.
Yeah, the other two hard copy, both of them. I don't believe any of them have a Audible version, but the
Mm,
Road Less Stupid, get both of them.
okay.
The author narrates it. He's an amazing narrator and amazing speaker and everything. So brilliant, brilliant guy, Keith Cunningham. Uh, Definitely get that book, man. I've read it a couple times already, a few times. Another book I would recommend is Blue Ocean Strategy, and this book will help you understand the importance of due diligence, research, knowing your competition, knowing the field that you're getting into, how you can differentiate yourself from other competition so you really don't have competition because you're in a whole class of your own and you're able to sell your product differently, you're able to portray it differently, you're able to get customers that your so-called competition isn't able to get because of the way you're doing your marketing, your messaging, uh, the way your product's made, how your offer is presented. You're able to really get clear with knowing, hey, if I jump into this field or this ocean, so for example, skincare, if I'm jumping into skincare, which is a super shark infested red water, right? How can I make a blue ocean strategy? How can I do something that's completely different than anyone else is really doing? How can I sell my product differently? How can I build my brand differently? You know? So there's all these different things that go in between from the startup all the way to really building your brand that they cover in that book that's really freaking awesome. So definitely
Awesome.
get that book. I recommend getting the hard copy on that one because they have different examples and graphs and diagrams and stuff they have you look at for examples.
Excellent. Right on. Any final parting words?
Oh man, guys, uh, like I mentioned, e-commerce is not something that's just easy. You can jump into and start making money, right? If you are someone who already has a job, um, and you're not in any rush to start making money financially, like right now, most young kids, 18, 19, 20 years old, they're like expecting to get into e-commerce and start making money now because these knucklehead course creators who are like 20, 21 years old with a freaking purple Ferrari in their garage, whatever. Oh, look what you could do. These guys are all making money from selling courses. Okay, so
Mm,
this is the way I look at it. If you want to start making money, the faster you can get to making the bigger money is by having surrounding yourself with the bigger mindset people, the people who have more experience and more knowledge, putting yourself in the right mastermind, right? People who have been there and done that, who can help guide you the right way, so you're not burning all this time and energy hitting your head against the wall. So you know, there's money you can spend on getting a business started. There's time spent. There's energy spent. There's those are the big three, and to really cut all those three down tremendously, just follow the right people. I recommend Bill Griscale. Those are my guys. That's my family. That's my mastermind I'm in, and I wouldn't recommend it any other way to anyone else. But surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with the right wolves and lions, right? And and you'll be amazed how fast you can start turning a profitable business and how fast that business can grow to where you're exceeding your expectations and making more money than you even thought was possible. All those things are possible if you're not just jumping into uh, listening to these people who are trying to tell you you can start making money today, tomorrow, and following what they're saying and spending all this time and money and energy for months on end trying to make it work with what they're preaching. It just it's a big waste of time, right? So it might take you a little bit longer to go the right route by listening to the right people. um you it may seem that way. I mean, it may seem that way, but honestly, by month 6 of being around the right people, I guarantee you, you have made a lot more money than you would have by being at month 6 with the guy who just teaches a course that doesn't know what he's doing, right? So that's my big recommendation, guys. And yeah, if you have any more questions, man, I'd love to get on another call with you sometime, and
So do I.
we can go even further and talk some more.
Likewise. Likewise. Hey, Archer, I can't thank you enough. These sessions have been so valuable, and I'm getting ready to go. I'm to roll and read those books and learn more. But your insights, the information you've given us so far, have been giving me and the audience. Really appreciate, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. And see you next time, man.
See
And
you.
chat again soon.
Likewise.
See you, everybody.